Here.
Oh, did you hit me, Woody? Thank you.
Ryan sending more to.
Thank you, Iron Lord. I never remember the name. That's what I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda, and I apologize, we can, Linda will be here as soon as we can hear. I'm not sure how many people are coming. So, the next item on the agenda is the May 17 minutes that were being handled. Are there any questions or discussions on? These 17 minutes? So Travis is making a motion to approve. Yeah. I know. Travis was first. And then second. So the minutes of the May 17th. Oh, sorry, all those in favor, thank you. All those opposed? They're not opposed. And so it's to approve the 17 minutes, so we're on to old business. The old business is the second reading of ordinance 300. And ordinance appealing ordinance 295 for conduct. I do want to note something as we were looking at St. Paul. We found that there was an ordinance 299 when we put on the first reading. So we needed to make the adjustment to ordinance 300, so we didn't have to do the full ordinance. So there's going to be a change from the reading of the packet of the last meeting to this one. So it's ordinance 300 to read.
Yeah. I missed the
Because it was a clear. And then you'll notice it says appealing the ordinance that should be repealed, so that's just a simple little typo. So you're just it's straight appeal and with a repeal and accept ordinance 300 with a correction of the clear. Okay, let's do first. This.
But the final of the ordinance on 992.
Okay, so let's vote on the first one, which is going to continue. Or in a second, don't.
Second.
First, and the second. All those in favor say aye. And opposed? Those in opposed, the motion passes. We have a motion, then let's see if we change what bill to refill. So let's see the first. And everybody give the second. So all those in favor say aye. Opposed? And focus of the motion passes. So now we have changed the second reading of ordinance 300. The ordinance to repeal ordinance 295 code of conduct. I think now that we have that done, is when you're doing the second reading of the code of conduct, it's really posted on the website. This is the kind of we can discuss in particular line of anybody have any questions about this? Is there any change or discussion that we need to have? If there's a substantial change in the second reading of the ordinance, then it's going to take that into consideration. If there's no substantial changes, then we go ahead and vote on it. And then if it's Motion to approve the second reading of Wednesday. So the motion to approve as the second reading with the court and the various. To approve was as the second reading of the first conduct. All of those in favor say aye. All opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. So we have moved to the second reading of the publishing. Okay, so on to new business. You guys will notice in the first line, it says profit authorization regulation 2024. It should look very familiar to everybody because we have the exact same one in the last meeting. You will recall that we needed to have that in the last meeting because we needed Linda, our finance officer, to have access to the city funds. What we didn't know is that we also needed the mayor and the president of the council to also be in the. So when Linda went to get on there, but they said, oh, no, we also need Gavin Travis on it. So this is simply giving the council the opportunity to approve that both Travis, like the president of the council and the mayor will be also signatures on this little account of his first. That's the process. Does anybody have questions about that?
Also, maybe to certify what, is this what? Of each member is, responsible for or allowed under the prescriptions of someone. And here's the down for last. So we have to say.
Travis,
Qualified to be.
just so everybody's on the same page about this, this is a standard form that comes from the bank. And the reason why we didn't have it on public documents is because the bank account number. So what it does say here is that B is that there's only two line items for B. It says endorsing checks and orders for the payment of money and otherwise withdraw or transfer from undeposited financial institution of the First National Bank. The mayor is also entering into a written lease for the purposes of renting, maintaining, and assessing or terminating safe deposit box for this financial institution. So that's what, when I sign this document, that's what I will do. When Travis signs this document, it's basically a duplicate of what Linda was able to do. So I'll go through those. One is opening a deposit or share account in the name of the corporation, which is this. Endorse checks and orders for the payment of money or otherwise withdraw or transfer funds on deposit with this financial institution, which is the same thing. Because we need more than one person to endorse checks for checks and balances of financial transaction. Then the fourth thing is borrow money on behalf of the name of the corporation, sign, execute, and deliver promissory notes or other evidences of indebtedness. The fifth is endorse, assign, transfer, mortgage, or pledge bills receivable, warehouse receipts, bills of lading, stocks, bonds, real estate, or other property now owned or hereafter owned or acquired by the corporation as security for some borrowed into the sub of the same, in condition of guarantee payment of all bills received, negotiated or discounted to waive demand and to waive demand. Present any protest, notice of protest, and notice of non-payment. The number 6 line item was entering into a written lease for the purpose of renting, maintaining, accessing, and terminating the safe deposit box in this financial institution, because also the same line item for the mayor. And you understand that this is a later, so it's like the corporation was made or may not have been conduct of business. So I just wanted you guys to see that. John, is it applicable to be able to just kind of cut and paste it and put it on the website so people understand that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right, just to make sure. And it doesn't say clearly when this particular document is this with your signature.
Said not right. Yeah.
That's a really good question. This just identifies who people are that will do the things, and then the things are defined in the. Good question.
So should we, like, in this, charge the court for the number
That's probably exactly. Yeah, right.
and the portfolio? Isn't that right in front of the record?
I mean, nobody else will have signature authority for the rate, so we don't have that number of them. But I am trying to say,
Well, hasn't fixed that.
yes. Still, what we'll probably do on the public documents on the website is to go ahead and. I have a copy of the example. I don't know. So, any other questions about what this signature and what this one means? Are we ready to make a motion for somebody to do this for the correction? Yeah, you and I actually did.
You have a right to abstain.
I'll make a motion to.
That would be what we're saying a second, all those in favor say aye. So staying close, that means it will close. But that, and one extension, thank you for that record, yes, one extension. Yeah, I know we're doing Teams to record it, because I don't know how to live stream and get that on the website for posterity. So I'm doing Teams, but I do know how to do that, so the recording will follow. Okay, good question, though, thank you. And, I'm going to see, I'll send you the question. Yeah. All here, so. That's one. So once we get done following the next one to the shipping and something such that one. Okay, so on to item B then, that is the shopping guide and citizen notices. This, item was brought up while we were campaigning, we talked to a lot of citizens. There was one quote that stuck out of my head, which is it shouldn't be required to be on Facebook to know what's going on in this place. So that kind of stuff in my head, and we were doing kind of some ad hoc surveys of people saying, how would you like to be communicated with from the city? And so there were people that obviously said social media, there were people that said, yes, the website is fine with us, the text service will be great. But then also there was actually a substantial number of citizens that requested the information to be in print. Now legally, we are required to publish the minutes, and the, different resolutions and ordinances in the paper of record, which is the Bell City Journal. But there's also opportunities for the city to communicate with the citizens, maybe not necessarily in a digital way. Because of the age span of our citizens and the different needs of people, print is sometimes the preferred method to a lot of citizens for whatever reason they choose. Okay. And so one of the things that I had thought about and wanted to present to the council is we have a shopper who would not read the newspaper record because it's a shopper. But the shopper actually lands in every single citizen's mailbox every single week. So it could be possible that that could be a really great, consistent communication tool with our citizens to make sure that they're getting timely information in all formats. Obviously, it wouldn't replace any other channels of communication, but it would be another way to reach citizens that maybe don't use the website or don't have the web service or don't use Facebook. So I just wanted to present that to the council as something to consider. And more so, be given permission to research this and come back with prices to present what that might look like and how we do this. So that's what that's about. Does anybody have questions or discussion? No, it's typically, from what I understand, like I said, I have to do research on that side. And, but I think it's like 8 page, 4 page, that kind of thing, where we would basically buy, in my mind, one of the ideas would be to buy ad space for the city of Waltham to let our citizens know what's going on from events, from our businesses, from an economic development standpoint, looking things that are going on. If there's, you know, if we want to duplicate the minutes, we can. If there's just information we want people to know. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in Baltic, and I think one of the things that we've heard in several city companies, you know, prior to this administration, is that we need a central portal of communication. There's 7 different places to get information. People don't really know where to go. And so this might be one of the solutions to that. It's just, you can go to their mailbox on Wednesday and they can see page 3, top corner, what's going on in there. They would also promote us to the other cities, but I think they've almost 12 of them put it on the top. So it also promote events and different things that are going on in Waltham, which I remind of the community. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. So that's what I'm thinking. You can, does anybody have questions on that? Because there's no decision we're making tonight. Yes. Yes, everybody gets it in their mailbox, or free, there's no requirement of subscription or anything, you can pull your mailbox and there.
Yeah. And for those things, and I think that will exactly what becomes a process. The top page, the council all in when it's out there, you can read it or not. You know, use it in the bottom of your bird. It's there. I don't know the I'm going to research that, but, you know, maybe there might be a cool way of doing some very good.
Other points of discussion or points of discussion?
Question, who manages, actually, who manages all, having different.
That's actually the piece of the law. For the people that would be neutral with the communication policy. The Facebook is also a privacy, so the staff and the others and the communication with the person. The minutes are written by our attorney. So she does the minutes and the council approves that, so that's definitely something that we can. If we get a spotlight, in my vision, it would be going to Parks and Rec, saying, is there something that you want to shine a light on for the community? Let's get that figured out and plug in like an annual planning, different things are going on. Community events, dog day is coming up, and August. People probably need to be aware, you know, have a couple of city events. Economic development has a ton of really good stuff going on, so that's another opportunity for that. So there's, and planning and zoning too, there's things that they have going on. So I guess to give you the short answer, the people that are responsible for this, for the people that do it, and then whoever, my vision, the relations manager, will oversee the advert, the layout of the situation, and probably present it in your appointment. Would you tell them? It's my understanding that the post office and then, so that's to me the list. Maybe even accurate. Any other things to consider?
I think the question about who's going to oversee it is a very good one because you don't want it to become what it was.
Correct. What I would imagine is we pick a standard size, use that size, and contract with the shopper for a certain amount of time. I don't know if it be 52 weeks, I don't know if it be every other week, that's whatever the council decides. When we come back with pricing of what seems economically feasible for the city. If it's not allocated in the budget and everything is already accounted for, then we'll look at it for next fiscal year, but I don't So we know exactly where we're at with that, we've got the audit or if we have to do for this kind of an expense. Those are the things we're gonna look into and probably present the budget.
And the other thing you're going to be determining is the priorities. If you have X amount of states, maybe what has the top priority, should it come in the minute, for the coming vendors, going to be
Correct. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I figured that we.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the staff, yeah, definitely the staff. Now we're going to be relation group or agenda, we'll see what we do. So that's what we're doing. Unless somebody else. That's what this is all about, is discussing.
I wanted to know. Ministry, chairman, executive officer. The mayor would have to. You have completed it, starting from now.
So, with your approval, and we don't really have to vote on it, because I'm just doing it. But I just wanted to get a general consensus out of what we're going to look into the options. And I'm welcome to public feedback. If anybody has an idea of anything now and the June fifth or June 10th, then it gives us something like that. So if anybody wants to help with that, please do. Okay, thanks. Let's do that. Oh, and then now, this is kind of fun. Linda made us aware that Alliance made an offer after that storm and they kind of knocked down, sections of our city. That they, yeah, and so that Alliance wants to donate a sign for the city of Baltic, right? It's a donation, correct?
Yeah.
And so I thought that that was amazing because there's already one on their land on Fifth and Lovely that they said, the land of the Bulldogs or whatever, it's like, communication, but I thought this was incredibly generous of them. So we just need to, as a council, decide if this is something that we want Alliance to do and give them what to do. It's my understanding that no festival city whatsoever.
I didn't know. There's a big sign on the left side of town board on
There's chunks of it,
that are missing.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even know that.
yeah, it got hit pretty good. I just want to know if this guy has to stand there 24 hours a day. Because you don't get cold in January. That was very long.
Yeah.
Any questions or discussion on it?
The question is, if there's anything other new. But
I don't believe so. I don't know that is specifically a law. There is another sign.
I question that too, and I was trying to bring up the exact same point, and I got kids with I'm pretty sure the Baltic sign was separate from that business of the Baltic.
It is.
Pretty sure.
Well, the thing, this one here,
The Baltic sign back off, but they're putting things on a big stock shop. But I know, I was questioning myself too, I'm pretty sure they are, so, else, I that.
That's what I was.
That sign was fine.
Yeah, but I didn't obviously go in the Thank you.
That's, you have to live inside this thing.
yeah, I don't think.
On the back is wider.
The one is 84 inches to 78. And the other one is 96 to 79. They were doing that for the it's a foot wide.
And more.
That was tough. It's tough. Get right. Long day. So it's a foot wide. So do we like the 90? I guess the first thing we need to do is decide is it okay to make it.
I don't know if we have, both signs, they have,
Oh,
How's that? On that?
yeah, they were still in their planning, but they need to go to,
okay.
kind of put them,
Yeah.
we can put a sign, and we don't have signs from there. So, one time, I think we should, you have. Pictures and, you know,
So I guess the item on the table is whether or not we allow Lions to do this. It can be the sign and decide which size they think is most applicable between both sides of things. I don't know if
Is there white?
there is.
On the what I think.
I do not know. It's all the word. In this one,
Yeah.
looks like what's running over the way. What should be.
I think the Lions thing in town is more of a big venue than forever. I think that's pretty generous of them to do it. Possibly. Yeah, so let's see.
Even my research about that.
If the criteria from previous time, it was only like two requirements. And it was then the height and, within 240 some. You know, so it was.
Because they can table this and give them questions answered and provide you with this information, hopefully understand the problem of the women, and we can never the existing plan or before the existing plan with this, because they're there, and we never need that right now. No, it's fine.
I sent the regular in and there's only like 2 or 3 fires under the. Yeah, so it can be a lot bigger than on from stuff.
I don't think that's prospective enough for the graduate, graduate.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. You want to tell me anytime. Yeah.
Yes. We can table it and answer more questions. Think about it some more. And it's up to you.
And a hearing name on the sign that was up there already. So you knew it was Alliance. Which was fine. A lot better sign that have been there forever, so you're just replacing what was there. It's nothing new.
And we can bring the next one. So this, just refocus on time to get people to business have to do this work, but they really so that. So we do that stuff. I don't know if that's what we were going, but it's not really where it's fair.
That's the place. Probably is.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Right, no, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Don't we have a person in mind, we have to try to spend it, and they may give you the policy.
So it sounds like we have some work to do. One, we want to make sure that those ordinances are public, so people understand what we are looking at when we're out with this. For the signs, we need the measurements of the current signs. The current sign and the verbal. And we need to make sure that it's coming to the limits. So location. And these are the limits. And then also someone had brought up the proximity of the other sign. So you can get some information on that, the business sign. What else am I forgetting?
I was just gonna ask that too. I think it's actually eligible.
So it may or may not be our decision. Okay, what else do I need to look into so we can answer? from the prohibited ordinances, in the rooms of the current picture, location and city limits, proximity of the business sign, whose land is it actually on?
And the other time, we really want this about, can we put some idea of how the light, like that, is that for fading, like the tendencies?
And then also, potential public.
From the second side. Or it's still-
I think the old sign on the lines is probably, that's their shop up there.
Yeah, that's on the,
Sorry, yeah.
the east one from the lake. And then, great question. Any other questions? That you want to look into? That we should look into? And this is big. Okay, well then, I guess I need a, would you like to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to begin with the next meeting.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody's not gonna be. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and table that until the June meeting, and we'll have June 14th meeting. And, we'll have more answers, by then, so we can make a better educated decision. Okay, good. So, from here, we have, IT services that we need to discuss. And, this is in regard to contractual approval,
Congressional legal.
contractual legal approval, so, yeah, we've been very constructive, but you guys, yeah, probably executive session makes the most sense. One thing I'm gonna ask, and so we can really figure out what if we do executive session. You know, when the front room, so that when he says he can get the stuff. So we're gonna do now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Brendan mentioned that we need to go to executive session. Can I have a first? Whatever, motion to go to executive session. Okay, so Brian's gonna do it first, to go into executive session. With the first. And then I need a second. Second is gonna be Brendan, so, all those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we're gonna move into executive session at 8:02, thank you, at 8:02. So, I just need you to hit stop recording for now.